Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 628, and it is your review of Cronos. And of course, as always, is the nerds you're gonna hear the host of the show. Alongside my wonderful co-host Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday mid-afternoon.
Something like that.
Yeah, the sun's still out.
Yeah. Oh crap! Yeah, it's a Friday, live and early for our patrons over at patreon.com/slash the nerdcore. This drops on Saturday at noontime, so it's still kind of on schedule. But everything else is gonna start falling apart because it's HCAF time, and I have to be at screenings at the times that I'm usually doing these reviews. So that's cool. Yeah. So yesterday was not able to do this with Brad, which means I wasn't able to watch Loki, and I would have tried to watch this at work, but they had me doing shit. They had me doing shit.
He's saying that very quietly.
Yeah. So I wasn't able to
Totally
escape.
done that
I
at work,
wasn't,
but
wasn't able to
guys
escape to
with
my
me.
office. I wasn't able to go to my office. So yeah,
Yeah, that happened.
that happened.
Uh-huh.
And then when I came over here to watch Loki, I fell asleep.
This man, the
Yeah. Yeah.
just don't read Twitter for a while
No.
till you watch it. Just
Yeah.
like I'm surprised you fell asleep during that.
Dude, I'm
it's
tired,
it's
man.
um it's something.
Yeah. So, with that said, though, we're still here to do this review, and yeah, Brad, how are you doing today?
Doing all right. Doing all right. So I got to bring this up. I bought my so you remember the story I told you? I spilled my Jesus chicken lemonade all over my pants. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
go on Amazon. I thought I was being real nice for my wife, and I bought her like a cup extender because she's only got like 2 cups in the
Yeah.
car, 2 cup holders. So it's a cup holder extender. So it adds an extra cup.
Yeah.
Well, I go visit her for lunch today, and she has it, and she just hands me the box and starts laughing. I didn't know this, but on the box itself, it literally says cup of noodle holder. So the cup holder
Oh my
expands to
god!
hold a cup of noodles. And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is this?
I can never fucking win.
I can't fucking win. And she's laughing and giving me shit. And I'm like, that's the last fucking time I do anything nice for you. Look, you can put a small you can put a grande, or a tall Starbucks drink into this thing without it falling over. You can't get one of your damn ventis and do it. But it literally says on the box, cup of noodles. And then
No.
has because it's an expander and expands, and we're sitting there going, who the fuck eats cup of noodles? The car needs a cup of noodle holder, and I'm not judging anyone, but if you're one of those people who just drives around eating cup of noodles in your car, let me know.
You didn't
Let
by
let
any
us know.
chance have a picture of this, right?
I can find it on Amazon. So because she threw the box away after she showed me, because I'm just like, that's fucking stupid. Let me get on my account.
That's hilarious, Brad. I'm so sorry that happened to you, man.
And here's the thing: is I used my points for this, like my Amazon points. So it's like even money I spent to like get this thing. So it wasn't extra money I spent. Oh, so okay. Well, there you go. There's literally a cup of noodles in this picture. I didn't notice that. So we're going to do
Well,
this.
when it comes from the heart, you usually don't have to check for these things, right? You're just like, I want to do this for my wife, and yeah, then that didn't work
It
out for
bites
you, huh?
bites me in the ass.
Yep, just bit you on the in the ass,
So
bro.
so I'm gonna. I don't think I need sound for this. So
Yeah.
but I'm gonna zoom. There is a cup of noodles right there. I fucking fail. I fail at life.
God damn it, Brad. You fucking. Oh my god.
But here's the thing. Look. So see right there that you can fit another cup in there. So I mean, and apparently you can. Apparently, people are riding around with their iPads on too with this thing.
Yeah, watching the Loki finale while eating that cup of noodles.
Look, you got a bucket of chicken. I mean, this thing expands. It's you can have a thing. I think that's is that popcorn. That looks like popcorn in there. There's everything except like just another fucking drink.
I'm
um,
so sorry, man.
but, yeah.
Well,
So that
um,
happened,
that happened.
and then I had to go after lunch. I had to go pick up. So I got the what the fuck? I got a leg press. So I ordered a leg press from Titan Fitness.
That wasn't a
Um,
leg press for like chicken legs or something, right?
no, 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 no. I got like I got an actual leg press. It's a vertical leg press. You put weights on it. You can push up on it. The thing weighs 94 pounds. So I went to pick that up from my in laws, and I'm trying to one man that shit um, into the back of my truck, which I did get it, but it was like at some point I thought I got like a hernia in my chest. I don't know if you can get a hernia in your chest, but there was a moment where it was like that didn't feel correct, and then it went away, so I think I'm good.
Point is, Brad can't have shit. That's the thing. Brad just can't have shit.
I can't have shit.
Yeah, yeah,
It never goes as planned. Um, I guess had I paid more attention, because I was like, oh, cool, this is a cup extender. It's got good reviews. The review I heard it was made well. It wasn't flimsy plastic, so I'm like, cool. I didn't notice there was a bucket of chicken or a cup of noodles for the other.
yeah.
And whoever you freaks are driving around with a cup of noodles, slurping that thing out of there, more power to you, I guess.
Yup.
I I, I don't know.
Well, um, well, that's that, Brad. I'm sorry that happened, but that is really funny though. I can't lie to you. That's fucking hilarious for me.
But
But
here's the thing. So we did end up going to Starbucks. Brenda has two venti drinks in there, and then I put my one tall flat white in the cup of noodle holder, and it
yeah,
works. And it's just like, see, and that's all I need because I don't get the giant drinks. I get like the medium drinks, and it's like, had I had this, I wouldn't have been wearing lemonade for half like a day.
well, um, with that said, let's go ahead and get this going, Brad. Let's go ahead and do this thing. We're gonna be discussing Kronos today, and if you haven't watched Kronos, you should probably get out of here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers, or you've already seen this film, go ahead and stay. Either way, how that goes this is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ha 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 ha. Yep, yep. All right, Brad. Tell us about Kronos.
All right, Raul, come from our one and only source, Wikipedia. Cronos is a
Mm-hmm.
1992 Mexican independent horror drama film. That's a lot of adjectives. They always do a lot of adjectives. Written and directed by Guillermo del Toro and starring Federico Lupi and Ron Perlman. Cronos is del Toro's first feature film and the first of several films on which he worked with Lupi and Perlman. The film was selected as the Mexican entry for the Best Foreign Language Film at the 66th Academy Awards, but was not accepted as a nominee. A standalone sequel, What We Are, was released in 2010, with the only connection being Daniel Gimenez Cacho reprising his role as Tito the Coroner. So who knew there was a sequel? So this written by Del Toro, narrated Jorge Martinez de Hoyos, cinematography Guillermo Navarro, edited by Raul Davalos,
Mm,
music by Javier Alvarez, and running time 92 minutes. Budget $2 million, which I read at the time was the second biggest film budget ever done by Mexico.
wow.
At that time, and box office $621,392.
Wow. So second highest budget for a guy for his first movie.
Yeah, that's saying something. And I forget which the first one, but from what I read, this was at the time the second biggest budget Mexico had ever given to a film.
Wow. Well, Brad, I've seen this movie multiple times at this point. I own this film on the Criterion Collection's release of the Trilogía de Guillermo del Toro. And yeah, I love this movie, Brad. I think it's a really strong showing of what Guillermo del Toro will bring to the rest of his career. I love the gothic aesthetic that he employs here. And I also really like the performance from Ron Perlman. He's so different from all the other films that Ron Perlman is in with Guillermo. He's just like he's playing this like he's kind of wacky at times, to be honest.
Wacky, a little bit sleazy.
A little sleazy, yeah.
Yeah.
But what are your initial thoughts on Chronos, Brad?
Um, for being his first film, his first major film, I guess. Um, you can see Del Toro's vision like that runs throughout all of his films from this. It's amazing. You can watch this and you can be like, and if you've seen other Del Toro films, you're like, oh, this I mean, like the gears turning remind me of Hellboy. You have the body horror going on that reminds me of Shape of Water or The Devil's Backbone. You have multiple things that you see throughout this film that are going to be just highlights of his career going forward. I don't think this film does it as well as those other films, but for a debut film from a basically an unknown director who got the second highest budget in Mexico, at only $2 million, fuck, it's a good tale. It's a good story. I like Perlman in this. I do agree with you, Ro. His portrayal is a bit wacky, but my favorite scene is where he's like, "I need to get my uncle off my back."
Yeah, and and you can see that this is where he begins his well, his biggest theme in all of his films is like trying to understand the monsters, and like his idea that monsters aren't the ones that are like,
The-
actual quote unquote monsters. It's the
yeah,
humans that,
the ones you would think are the monsters.
yeah,
I mean, Pan's Labyrinth is a good
example
showing
of
of
that.
that because the monsters in that aren't the scariest thing in that film.
Yeah, and like in Devil's Backbone, it's like the guy who what's it called, who's in charge of the orphanage, who what's it called, what's it called, causes the fire and shit. It's not
Hmm.
really the kid who's the problem, the ghost kid. It's like it's the people in charge. And here it's like it's not this man who let the Chronos device in. It's more so like Ron Perlman and his uncle who are like causing most of the problems here. And yeah, I also love the lighting in this movie, Brad. For like a low budget $2 million film,
It's
this
really
movie
good.
fucking looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I gotta agree. And then
especially at night. At
the
night.
prosthetics for like
Oh.
the marbling of the vampire skin, all that. I mean, it looks
Mm-hmm.
great too for $2 million. Because
Yep.
what was Hellboy's budget? Like huge,
Yep.
huge, and it's looking kind of like pretty up to par with that. I'd say. But then you had like I don't know if he had actual gears because I don't think that was CGI. I think that was actual filming of gears and stuff inside the machine, which you get that in a lot of Del Toros. You get like the inside of this machinery and how that works, and just
Yeah.
filming that, and it's a really great way to portray what's going on in even simple day stuff.
Yeah. Hellboy was 60 to 66 million dollars, and then Hellboy 2: The Golden Army was 82.5 to $85 million.
Yeah. So I mean, you got prosthetics in this that like remind me of Hellboy, remind me of Shape of Water,
Yeah.
and for $2 million,
Damn
pretty
straight.
pretty good,
Pretty good stuff.
pretty good stuff right there.
Yeah.
I love some of the like. I mean, Del Toro is always good with framing and just focusing on some scenes. The scene where the roaches are coming out of the statue,
Oh.
make your skin crawl. But the way he
Yep.
got the close up of them just coming out the eye and then coming out, I thought was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
The close ups of when he's holding the Cronos machine and it's just goes into his skin. So I mean, a lot of body horror kind of going on here,
Yeah.
which you have in Del Toro movies in the future. And I'll stick with this is a good movie. I mean, it's a
It's
good
really good,
debut.
Brad.
It's a good debut. If I hadn't seen any other Del Toro movie, I would say like, yeah, this is really high up there. But knowing other Del Toro movies and what he goes on to make, I wouldn't score this as high as like Shape of Water or Pan's Labyrinth
You know what's crazy, Brad? I when I watched this the first time, I kind of thought that way. I still said it was a masterpiece.
yeah,
Like I thought, I was like, damn, this movie's so fucking
Del
good.
Toro don't
But
miss.
it's not as big as his other movies. And then I watched all those other movies, right? I watched more from him, and I rewatched this recently for when I did my review of this on my channel, and I said, like, this is just it's not better than, but this is just as good as Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth to me, because I think that it contains all of those themes and techniques that he works on in the end and towards
Yeah,
this part of his career, but he's doing it in a level where he didn't have as many resources as he does at this point, and he was still able to make a really cohesive movie with less resources, less of a budget, and what's it called, but the same amount of creativity.
I mean, I guess question B, if you gave this movie a $60 million budget, you'd probably just blow your
Probably
mind.
get one of the greatest movies of all time. Yeah,
So yeah, I guess the budget, him overcoming like budget,
yeah.
having the budget he did and stuff, can make up for that. But I'm still like, I would prefer still to watch a Pan's Labyrinth or a Shape
Oh yeah,
over this.
yeah. I'll put Pan's Labyrinth over this. I'll put Shape of Water over this. I put this over Nightmare Alley though.
But
I put this over
but I
Nightmare
agree,
Alley.
for the context, for what he's able to make this with, and for how much, and going about it, it's the same Del Toro
Because
throughout
before
his
this,
career.
Totoro was just a like he was just he was a student filmmaker. You know, he was making movies for his college, and he hadn't made anything like this yet. And he makes his first movie, and it's like this, like, and it's like, dude, like that's a huge that's a huge win for his career, like to have like this be his debut. Like we gotta think about it like that, right? Like this is his freaking debut.
And then Ron Perlman being in the
Oh
movie
yeah,
itself,
yeah,
and just the career Perlman has, and how Perlman comes back and does Del Toro's movies, because
yeah,
Del Toro's another one of those directors that likes to reuse actors he's had worked with before. He's kind of like a Tarantino in that, but
yeah,
I always love seeing Perlman on the screen.
yeah. But like when it comes to his other movies, like I have this above Nightmare Alley, Crimson Peak, Blade 2, and Pacific Rim. I think it's
Yeah,
way better than these movies.
I would say, yeah, I'd
Yeah,
probably agree with that.
yeah,
I think it's a better story overall than most of those.
yeah. The only thing that I have above it is what's it called? Devil's Backbone, Pan's Labyrinth, and The Shape of Water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
But I love it.
And
I
to
also
me,
like the
those
music.
those those three movies you just stated, probably perfect movies to me.
100%, bro. Yeah, of course. I like the music in this as well. I think that it's beautifully scored as well, and I think that it works so well with that. Um, the little girl, Brad, the little girl too. Like she's actually a really good actress in this. Like she's providing that amount of fear that you would want, but where it doesn't become like something that feels like it's exaggerated.
Yeah, I mean, and like, it's when she has the Cronos machine and he's looking for it, and there's this dread
Yeah,
that this thing has just latched itself into like her forehead or some shit.
yeah. Also, oh my god, the freaking what's it called? The machine itself, like
With the
putting
bug in it.
like
Ugh,
oh my
yeah.
god, man.
Oh, and not only that, like the first, and Del Toro is great at this. So he only shows a little bit at first of that damn machine, and then you realize, oh, there's more to this stupid thing, because there's an insect in it, and the blood causes the insect, I guess, to reanimate, and then the insect pumps whatever fluid out of that, and then the
Yep.
stinger comes out of the machine, and then just grinds itself into the body,
Ah,
and just puts whatever that clear liquid, then I'm not going to call what I would like to call it, but into the body.
yeah. It's so like really brutal, Brad. The
But
like
and there's another thing. Del Toro never shies away from the more bloody aspects of that. Like you see it dig into the skin, you see it latch on the skin and blood come out. And this is another Del Toro thing is when like Pan's Labyrinth and you have the dude beating the other dude with a beer bottle, and that's the image burning in my mind for the rest of
Yeah,
my life. You're right on the dude, and the dude's face is just gone.
yeah. I want him to make another kind of gothic vampire film. To be honest,
Which you know I love that this is called a vampire movie because at the end of the day it is.
it
It's not
is
your typical vampire movie,
not the way
but
that you would
really,
expect it, right? But
yeah,
it
but it
is.
really, but and yeah, I would love to see this with like a 50-60 million dollar budget and see what Del Toro
Yeah.
could do.
Obviously, he's moved past this. He's doing different things now, and it's still great because like I said, it's his first movie, the first time he's ever made a movie like this before, and he makes something that's so rich and so what's it called, well crafted, and something that even on a rewatch doesn't lose its steam, bro. It's still well paced, and I think literally the only downside is that I just think that there's better movies that he's made.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
few, but there's also some that yeah, your list I probably would mostly agree with that.
yeah, yeah. Uh, but yeah, man, I love this movie, Brad. I think that it's one of his best. I think that it's just such a strong outing for him, and it shows why he'd become the amazing filmmaker that he is, and why he's so iconic. Because from the get go, he is very present with his style, and it shows like this is what a Guillermo del Toro movie is going to look like.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think much changed throughout his
No.
films from what I've seen because like you can pick out parts of scenes in this and you're like, "Oh, I've kind of seen something similar to that in this movie, in this movie, in this movie." And it's just like
Hmm.
it's very stylistically, it's kind of cool because you get a glimpse. Because if you saw this in 1992, you're going to see a glimpse of the movies this man's making into the 2000s.
Yep. Brad, what's your final verdict on Chronos?
I'm going to give Cronus a 9 out of 10.
Brad, I give it the same thing. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, made by one of my favorite directors of all time.
Again,
And
Del Toro doesn't miss.
no, he doesn't, bro. He has every single movie I watch from Guillermo. I don't. I like it. I like and Pacific Rim. I don't think is this amazing movie, and I still like it.
Yeah, just and because it's filmed well. Like
Yeah,
it's a stupid context, but I don't
yeah,
put that on Del Toro because giant mechs. I mean, I'll
yeah.
watch a giant mech movie.
Fuck it. I'll make a. I'll
I,
watch a giant mech
I
movie from Guillermo del Toro.
I
Yeah,
watch the Power Rangers movie. I'll watch a fucking Guillermo mech movie anytime.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, just fantastic movie, man. And that concludes our review of Kronos.
Cronos.
And as always, you can keep up to date with us on nerdcore.com. That's our website. Twitter is at the nerdcore underscore. Instagram/threads is at the nerdcore. Our Patreon is patreon.com/the nerdcore. You can also find in the description below a Discord link where you can come and talk with us and interact with us in our Discord server. You will also be asked, please, if you can, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Leave a like on this video. Turn that notification on as well when you subscribe, as that helps us out a lot. And if you're enjoying this on the audio side of things, please leave a like. No, not a like. I'm sorry. Please rate our show on your favorite podcast app, podcast platform, and follow us on that platform as well. Of course, y'all, like I said, the patrons get this early, and that's possible because they are subscribed to the lowest tier possible at the $1, where you get this episode live and early so you could interact with us. Today we don't have our Stacy because of course we're doing this in the afternoon and he's probably working. So if you want to get involved with that, patreon.com/the nerdcore. Brad, can you tell them about our producer Shane?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/xsrk or on Twitter at thriftedil or go buy something from the subby god at prisoncityvintage.com.
Yep. And we will see you all hopefully soon. I don't know how this is gonna work, and my mind is kind of stressing over it because I don't want us to have to do multiple episodes next week, and
But
so I'm
I'm on 3 weeks vacation, so I have no issue.
yeah, I know you don't have no issue. Yeah. So Red's like, I'm good, man. Red's like, you just tell me when and I'm gone. Yeah. So we're gonna find something. We're gonna find out what to do. But we'll see you very soon. But in the meantime, we're getting out of here. Catch you all later, Brad. Let's go ahead and send him out here.
All right, Roll. Thank you for being host as always. It's kind of early. Somebody joined us in chat today, but thank you to anyone who joins us in future chats. Thank you to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And in this episode, I don't know if I can go watch a Guillermo del Toro movie.
Damn straight.
Young Yoda out.